Bonjour mes amis, je suis le Canadien, and welcome back to the Hockey Talk Show, where, I just talk hockey, and I just hope to God I do the best I can with it, because I am fucking tired right now, if you couldn't tell already. We'll just go on with it. Our first piece of news for the day starts with Arizona Coyotes goaltender Ivan Prosvetov. He's signing a one-year deal, a two-way deal, worth $750,000 in the NHL, $100,000 in the AHL, with $140,000 guaranteed. I haven't seen much of Prosvetov. I don't know how good he is. I don't know if he's good or bad or whatever. All I know is he's just there. Okay, let's just say for the fact now, he's just there. We'll see how that one plays out. Moving on to Tom Wilson. Rangers fans hate to hear that name. And so do a lot of other fan bases. Because seriously though, Wilson to the Rangers is Kadri to the Blues. It really fucking is. But Wilson is out, is gonna be out for 6 to 8 months because he recently went under surgery to reconstruct his torn ACL in his left knee, which fucking sucks in of its own right. But you gotta wish him all the best in recovery. It's gonna be a bitch. I'm gonna tell you right now, it is going to be a little bit of a bitch, but get better, Wilson. Get better. Because I know what those are like, and those suck. Now moving on to something a little more serious now, as TSN reported, and I'll read the tweet, and I quote, "A woman who alleged she was sexually assaulted by 8 CHL players, including members of the 2017-2018 Canadian World Junior Championship team, have agreed to drop the lawsuit against the players, Hockey Canada, and the CHL after reaching a settlement." The chain by reporter Rick Westhead of TSN. By the way, if you haven't heard of Rick Westhead, definitely fucking give this man a listen. He's the guy that stayed on the Kyle Beach stuff with the Blackhawks when no one else would. That is the fucking guy. So, this is the Rick Westhead thread on Twitter, and I will read it to you. And I quote, "The plaintiff claimed players assaulted her for hours before directing her to shower. She also alleged players pressured her to say she was sober while they video recorded her, not to report to the police, and not to cooperate with police after a criminal investigation began. The woman, now 24, claimed Hockey Canada was made aware of the alleged assaults and failed to investigate or sanction the players involved. Hockey Canada says it advised local police and commissioned an independent investigation. The results of any such investigation are not public. It's unclear, whether investigators hired by Hockey Canada interview players, had the power to compel players to produce videos and text messages on their phones, or had the authority to obtain closed-circuit video from the hotel where the assaults allegedly took place." Holy fucking Christ. I guess you could say that's a shit show and a half, but don't fucking sexually assault women. Can we not do that, please? It would just make everything a lot better for everyone if we didn't do that. Can we not do that, please? Just fucking don't. And I may sound like I'm joking, but I'm not. Just fucking stop. It's not cool. You're not cool if you fucking do shit like that, okay? Fuck yourself. And it was also put into report from that same thing. Not directly with that, but kind of. They did clear a name from those allegations, and that was Cale Makar of the Colorado Avalanche. His name, I guess, like from what I understand, his name what floated around there, but I guess they just couldn't determine if it was. I guess they did not determine it was him, or rather, they determined it was not him that took part in the event. So they cleared his name right off the bat. Which, if he didn't, then good on him. But I don't know. Moving on to the Flames. The Flames had a little bit of a hard time. Chris Tanev, he played in the series with a torn labrum, a separated shoulder, and had a sprained neck. He was still playing. The guy is a fucking warrior. There is no doubt about it. The guy is a fucking warrior. I will do a second round update shortly. But moving on quickly to the Flyers as they interviewed another candidate for their head coach position. And ironically, it comes from Pittsburgh. The Penguins assistant coach Mike Vellucci has conducted an interview with the Flyers for their head coaching position. So that's interesting. So the Flyers interviewing a cross-state rival for their head coach position. Interesting. Very interesting. Moving on to the Bruins. Brad Marchand. Yeah, he ain't doing so well. So it was announced that he had undergone successful hip arthroscopy and labral repair surgery on both of his hips, and will be out for 6 months, while also missing the first 2 months at most of the regular season. Damn. The injuries finally caught up to the rat. But on both hips? Jesus Christ, what the fuck did he do to his hips? Jesus Christ, get better, Marchand, for God's sake, but God. It is, wow, it's not, wow. Moving on to Jason Spezza. And it hurts me to say this because, I love Jason Spezza. So, Jason Spezza has retired. He has retired from the game of hockey after 19 seasons in the league. He only spent those 19 years with 3 teams. The Senators, the Stars, and most recently the Maple Leafs. He finished his career with the Leafs, obviously. And now he is slated to join the Toronto Maple Leafs front office. When I woke up to that news, I was a little shocked. He's going to be 39 this month, because now it's June. He's going to be 39 this month. I feel like he had another year, but I don't want to jinx that for shit. He spent the majority of his career with the Senators. There's no doubt. 11 years with the Senators, 5 years with Dallas, and his final 3 years with Toronto. In 1,248 games, Jason Spezza put up 363 goals and 632 assists for 995 points. He was I don't know, I know he finished somewhere, I don't know, I'm stupid tonight, I'm sorry. But also, in 61 playoff games that Spezza played in as well, he scored 15 points and 15 goals, 23 assists for 38 points in 61 playoff games. I'll say it right now. Sens fans and Stars fans can agree with me on this one as the Leafs fan. Jason Spezza is probably one of the greatest players in NHL history to not win a Stanley Cup. I'm serious. he is probably one of the greatest players in the league to never win a Stanley Cup. And that fucking sucks. He should have gotten a Stanley Cup at least once in his career. But it sucks though, but congrats on a great career, Jason. Thank you for being a good role model to the younger talent in your final years. Hopefully the front office treats you well. Moving on, Stars owner Tom Gigliotti says his team is expected to interview Travis Green as a part of their head coaching search. The owner explained I can't talk today, I'm sorry. He explained the team wants to hire a proven coach who is committed to playing a faster, more skillful game. Which I can see that making sense, right? I can see that totally making sense. Like, the team just wants to get their shit together. Dallas, they lost in the first round. That's as bad. But in their defense, though, Jake Ettinger was fucking spectacular. There is no doubt about that in my fucking mind. That I don't know. That's all I know. All I know is he's great. Moving on to, I guess we can do a first round recap right now. So, no, not the first round recap, the second round recap. Because now it's conference finals time. So, how this one will work, simply put it like this. I'm going to just talk about the series that happened in round 2, review it a little bit, and then predict round 3. So here we go. We'll start in the East with the Tampa Bay Lightning sweeping the Florida Panthers 4-0. Battle of Florida, my fucking ass. What the fuck was that, Panthers? You mean to tell me that you won the President's Trophy and you got butt-fucked in the second round? You mean to tell me that you couldn't fucking muster a single fucking win? I mean, I get you're facing one of the hottest teams in the league, but come on. You guys could have done so much better, but yet you shit the bed. Why? Why? Fuck me. Like, fuck. Come on. Like, you guys need to fucking figure out what you're missing and fucking improve on it fast. Because if you don't, you're fucked. Royally fucked. The Battle of Alberta, Edmonton won that series 4-1 over the Calgary Flames. Now, a little better than the Battle of Florida, but at least the Flames got a win out of it, albeit one game. I mean, the only good game that they really had was Game 5, where apparently the floodgates were just open on scoring goals. But at the same time, I feel like the Flames could have done better here. Edmonton just walked right over them. And they needed to lose to have a smack back to reality. And the thing is, with all the free agents coming up for Calgary this offseason, they're going to be in a lot of trouble. If they don't get their shit together now, they're going to fucking lose it. They're going to lose their goddamn minds and they have no one to blame but themselves. The Colorado Avalanche beating out the St. Louis Blues in a series score of 4-2. This is my hot take. The only reason this series was interesting was because of the Nazem Kadri stuff. Now, do I agree with what happened to Nazem Kadri? No. Did he deserve all that shit he got? No. But it did make the series interesting. It added a physical element to the series. Now, I know the series didn't last long after that incident, but, I mean, hey, you gotta give it credit. It actually made it a little more exciting, you know? It made it a little more, exciting and made it more watchable. Because before then, it was just a done. But afterwards, it's like, ooh, physical hockey. Yes, please. And that's what I like to see. I like to see physical hockey And especially St. Louis had it. But, again, they had to play Phil Husso for a good portion of it. No, you're done. Congratulations, Colorado, the third round. And then the New York Rangers eliminating the Carolina Hurricanes 4-3. Hey, Carolina, you remember that tweet you made where you put the hurricane over the Empire State Building and said the storm is coming to New York and they absolutely roasted you? Multiple times? Like when the Empire State Building replied with the one chair blown over out of the whole outdoor patio set? Or a bunch of other ways that... Like, come on. Like, you can't talk shit if you're not gonna back it up. Like, if you're gonna talk shit, at least make sure you're asking cash the checks. But apparently you couldn't, because you know what happened? The checks bounced. They all bounced. And it smacked you right in the face. The Carolina Hurricanes, as Our Man Rush put it, have pretty much been downgraded to the Carolina Tropical Depressions. Because when that storm came through New York, it was weak as fuck. It was weak. And this is the part where I can say, weak. So we have our finals matchups. In the West, we get an epic matchup. McDavid versus McKinnon, Rantanen versus Draisaitl, Kadri versus Nuge, McCarr versus Nurse, Byram versus Barry. Like, you cannot get better than that. You can't. It's fucking brilliant. It's fucking brilliant. Like, you can't tell me you wouldn't want to see that. Well, apparently too fucking late because you have to see it now. And I will tell you, Game 1 did happen a little while ago. 8-6 Colorado? That's the series we're expecting? High fucking scoring? You do got... Look at... I say this right now. For the record for most goals in a single playoff game is 18. Edmonton was a part of that. And they lost. It was the Kings beating them 10-8 in like the late 80s, early 90s. I don't fucking remember because I wasn't born then. I saw it in a tweet, but yeah. But if we're having 14 goal games like this, where the Avalanche imitated the Denver Broncos throwing a touchdown with a 2-point conversion, and the Edmonton Oilers imitating... Who the hell would they imitate? The Chargers? Possibly? Maybe Tennessee? Just kicking 2 field goals? Or maybe a touchdown with no conversion? Like, basically it's like that. It's a football score. It's a tight, close game football score. That's exactly what it is. You can't fucking make that shit up. You know what? I'm saying the series goes to 7 and Colorado wins it. Colorado in 7. That's all I'm fucking saying. Right there. As for the East, we get a little bit of a rematch. 2015, anybody? No? Too bad, you're getting it anyway. Rangers and Lightning. If you guys remember, these two faced off in those conference finals where Tampa Bay won. And according to my research, which I'm doing impromptu because I don't give a fuck, that series wound up in... I believe it was a 7-game series. So that series went to 7, where Tampa won it. But here's the thing now. The Rangers are a lot different than they were in 2015. Here's how. 1, you have the younger core. Lafreniere, Yedel, Panarin, Zibanejad, Kreider. If anything, Kreider's the only one that's left on that team. Trouba, Fox, Shesterkin. Or just to name a few, because there's a whole list. Compared to the Lightning, who a lot of their core has been similar to that 2015 series. Vasilevsky, Stamkos, Kucherov. I don't know if Point was in the league yet. I'm not going to say Point because I'm not sure. Stamkos, Kucherov, Vasilevsky, Hedman, to name a few. That Lightning core has pretty much been the same, with some pickups on the bottom six. For the Rangers, they changed everything. They rebuilt. Henrik retired. A bunch of players that just came up from the system or just were good enough to make it to the league right away. That is the series we're dealing with here. The same old Tampa Bay Lightning versus a completely revamped New York Rangers. This time it's the Rangers that have home ice. And no matter what, Tampa, if they make it to the finals, no matter what, they're at home. They're going to be the away team, no matter what. Because they're either facing a number 1 seed or a number 2 seed in the finals. If they make it on. If the Rangers make it on, they could either be home or away. I don't know. But point is here, I'm thinking the Rangers take this one in 7. Now, why do I say 7? Both teams are really good. Look at. Did anybody expect the 21-22 New York Rangers to make it to the Eastern Conference Final? Especially like where that team was a lot younger from 2015. They made a surprise run. And if you remember correctly, the last time they made the playoffs, at least from what I can remember, was 2015. And that was the year that, they lost to the Lightning. So how fitting it comes full circle. How fitting is it that it comes full circle back to the Lightning? But I think here that these Rangers have a chance. How much of a chance against Tampa Bay? We don't know. Time will tell. But I'm expecting a good series out of this. So I'm going Rangers in 7. Rangers versus Avalanche in the finals. Book it. Make it fucking happen. And that's really it for the news. Other than the Wild getting compensated with a second round pick this year because they did not sign their 2018 first round pick in Phil Johansson. Because they didn't sign him, they get compensated with a second round pick of the equal value that the pick was made with back when the pick was made. So, nice. But other than that, hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, leave a like. Comment down below if you guys want to see anything next. If you haven't done so already, subscribe and join the Logical Nation. Until next time, je suis de la Canadienne. Bonne nuit, et au revoir.